Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to your August video recording. So, you think that you've never seen a unicorn? Now you've seen one, because I am 1 out of 5 in a million people in the world every year that suffer from desmoid tumors. So, desmoid tumors are tumors that grow in muscles and bones, and the only way to get rid of it is to shave off the muscles and the bones. So I am one of those people, and I was left disabled because of that. Want to see my party trick? Here it is. Right, so on the front here I've got a missing rib and my clavicle is down. I have no muscle left on this side, so as you can see, I have no muscle left. And one of my first surgery went from the shoulder blades, which was shaven, up until here, and the second one went from the neck, obviously, as you can see here, to here with missing bones. So I have a long history of chronic pains that was left behind. I have chemotherapy and I've had radiotherapy, and one of the reasons why I came to the UK was in some ways running away from being ill, basically. So at the end of my last chemotherapy, I decided that I was moving away from France, and I came to the UK for the first time with all my luggage. I had never been here. After all the argument with the family, they have no health system there, you're not registered, how are you gonna be followed? But I knew that I was going away, but I wasn't too far, because if something was to happen, I could always go back to France. But I was stubborn as a mule because I wanted to have an adventure. I came with a lot of ideas in my head. One of them, I wanted to work in a pub because I had seen it in EastEnders, but unfortunately that lasted 3 days, because obviously in France you learn the Queen English, right? You learn the Queen English, and I didn't know anything about beers, so I lasted 3 days, and that was quite funny. And my next job, I was a dinner lady. That was fun. It's a weird job, but it was fun. And then I was a cleaning lady. So here today I am talking about resilience. I did a 45 minutes IG live earlier, and unfortunately I didn't save it, so I lost the recording. So I'm doing this quick one, this short one, just to tell you that resilience is using everything that has happened, the health challenges, the refusal, the rejections, and everything else that has happened in life, just using it to build yourself a launch pad to build something that would last, build a legacy, which I'm trying to do now. But it hasn't always been that way. It took me a long time to realize that my journey will come in handy, not only for me, but with people around me. I use every opportunity now to talk about desmoid tumors. So I'm wearing this bracelet. This bracelet is the DTRF bracelet. This is one of the only foundation in the world that is really putting in the package to research desmoid tumors. In the UK, only 0.03% of the money raised for cancer goes towards desmoid tumors. So I use every opportunity to talk about desmoid tumors. If you read the Financial Times this week, you would have seen that I mentioned desmoid tumors and another opportunity to raise awareness about it. In the Financial Times, I was talking about disability, looking for a job while being disabled. Having been left disabled at some point in my life, I was looking for a job where I was going to work less number of days per week to allow my body to rebuild itself. But unfortunately, for 3 years, I looked for the job. Unfortunately, it was not there. I couldn't find a job, and I ended up turning Miss Nang into my main business. But since I've been in the UK, I tried so many jobs. I've always been entrepreneurial in some ways, but given my condition, I always thought that at some point I might have difficulty to go to work. So I've always tried to build something that was mine, where I could control and be able to rest in peace, to have rest days in peace, so that there was not that mind game that you get at work when you have a disability or when you're ill. because people are judging you, because people are assuming that you're stupid because you're disabled, or having to justify yourself. So having to play that mind game is wearing on top of you the pain that you're suffering already from. So so I started many jobs, many businesses. So I was a hairdresser, I was a barber, I did Clean Easy, if you know that. So in the around 2015, that was the thing. It was a home catalog that you dropped off and then you pick back up again. That was something that was physically challenging for me as well. Hairdressing, the repetitive movement of doing plaits, for example, became challenging because my hand couldn't take it. My specialty was cornrow, so I used to do a lot of pattern with cornrows and really enjoy the creative process. I became also a graphic designer, which was my passion because I'm naturally creative. I also taught French as a teacher. And so having gotten tired of looking for a job and having been a professional in the charity sector, I decided to start a small consultancy in the beginning of 2000 because I understood that, ultimately nobody would give me the job that I was looking for. So so I started a little consultancy in the beginning of January 2020. Unfortunately, COVID came and I lost that. I was bewildered for 6 months, the first 6 months of the lockdown, where nobody understood what COVID was. But when everything reopened, a friend lent me some money, gave me some money to buy the e-commerce side of my business, of Miss Nine. And that's when I started to actually look at my journey and my faith. And I realized that God was building me up and He's been telling me to turn this thing into something, but I just wasn't listening. And it seems like this stop was finally the time when I was listening. Proof is, as soon as I started Miss Nang, a lot of things, when I started doing Miss Nang properly as a business and not as a side also, things started to fall into places. And as you've seen in the beginning of this year, I wrote another cookbook. I was in major newspapers talking about the different aspects of my health journey, of my business journey. So I feel like a child who has a dad, and my dad in this case is God. And I feel like often I notice that He's unlocked a door and I just push it to see what is behind the door. And it seems like every time I push those doors turn out to be for me. Hence the way that I landed these major publications. And I am thankful for my journey today because I have learned so much. I am thankful for my journey today because I am able to spot people in the street who suffer from neuropathic pains, because for many years I suffered from neuropathic pains and it took the doctors 12 years to properly diagnose it. Neuropathic pains is a silent killer. And it can make you like a recluse. People do not understand it because one day you're good, the next day you're incapable of doing anything. And the drugs make you like a drunk. And your family does not understand you. The society does not understand you. But one of the reasons why I'm thankful to have been through neuropathic pains is that I can look across the road when I go out and I'm able to spot people with neuropathic pains. I'm able to cross over and have a chat with them. And having a simpler chat with somebody who suffers from neuropathic pain, do you know what that does? It means that somebody somewhere knows what neuropathic pain is, and just having that conversation will make them feel good for a number of hours because they know that somebody else knows it and somebody else has gone through it and that it gets better. So I use my journey to build up on what I know I can build, to build up a legacy. I use my journey with Desmoid to tell people that it gets better. Desmoids are a rare disease. I don't know if it's ever going to come back on me, because it's already been twice, and they told me that if it's just something that grows in the same place, and I've been told that if it was to come back, I would lose my limb. But many of the desmoid sufferers do lose a limb in old days. But I have been free for almost 20 years now, but I use my journey to tell people that maybe it will never come back. Maybe you manage to live a life. I am daring in my life because I know that God is with me, and when I see opportunities, I feel like he's opening a new door, and when I see those new doors, I find them to be opportunities for me to build, to add something on the journey that I can tell the next sufferer. I can tell them, look what I've been able to do. Maybe that will be you tomorrow. When I see a neuropathic person, neuropathic pain sufferer, I tell them, maybe it gets better. It will definitely get better, because you know what? The morning always comes back, and I can tell them, look at me. I'm not fully healed from neuropathic pain yet. This week has been awful, but I am sure that people that I encounter, they feel relieved every time we have a conversation, because I feel that that's what my journey was built for. And I'm really thankful. Today I am thankful for my journey. But believe me, there were times where I was suicidal because I couldn't stand the pain. But I feel that my journey has had a purpose, and I am grateful for the journey, because I know without a doubt that it gets better. And I'm building on that. I am building resilience. I am helping people to be more resilient and be more creative with their journey. Even if they don't think it's going to come back, I tell them to look at it in a different way, because they might be able to encourage somebody with a positive words and encourage them just for the next day, just for the next hour. Because when your nerves talk to you, you feel that you're about to die. But if I can help somebody to feel better as they look forward to a better tomorrow, then my journey has worth it. So today I just wanted to talk about being resilient in the face of illness or disability, because it does get better if you think through it. After you finish crying, when you reflect on it, you can see the hand of God guiding you through it all. Because not all bad things are meant to destroy you. Sometimes they are meant to build you. And I think that my journey of health has definitely built me, and it's made me who I am. So today I am also raising awareness for Desmoid Tumors. So this bracelet is DRTF, and some of the colors, my brand colors, is this color because I want it to start conversation, so I can tell people about Desmoid Tumors. I am fundraising today, so if you go on my bio, you'll find the link to make some donation, please. And I'm also nominated for an award for the Croydon Resilient Business Awards. Please vote for me. So this is a shorter recording, but I hope that you have received something from it. If you have any question, please send me a DM. And I really hope that you've enjoyed this. And if you know any disabled people in your life, people with disability in your life, or people who live with chronic pains, please connect them to me. My other account where I talk more about this is Fuel by Nuts, where I talk more about disability, and I blog about disability and chronic illnesses and life in society generally as people with a defect in some ways. So if you have any question, please do not hesitate to send me a message. For now, I thank you to have watched the video to the end. I hope that you find it useful, and please do not hesitate to pass it on. Right, I am Hortense. I am your Nutter-in-Chief, founder of Miss Nang Treats, the official nut roasters. So thank you very much for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.